What's up YouTube? Capital G here. Got an extremely impressive display of DDDs in this video, something that I had not actually seen, or at least not to this level. And I constantly hear on my channel that Cap, you always showcase the worst DDD players. Every time you show a video with DDDs, they are getting stomped by like these trash decks, and these people don't know how to pilot the deck. I think this will be the video that should calm down some of that anger that I constantly get. And I have to admit, I saw a lot of DDD cards being played here that I was like not super familiar with, because I don't claim to be an expert. I know some of like the more basic plays and some of the more traditional plays, but this is using a lot of the new cards, like the cards that have just been announced within, I don't know, the last month or so. And it's got some, some tech that you don't see that often. This one right here, DDD Vice Typhon, that's not a card that you see very often. And I don't even know what this concoction is at the bottom. I like the Dark Magician Girl. I love this artwork. Now I'm getting sidetracked. This is some type of Predaplant Magician, like Invoker deck. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm just going to go ahead and roll it, and I'm going to show you an impressive grind game in this video. And this guy at the bottom, he is going to open with a very strong field, and he's going to make some very legitimate plays, and DDD are going to showcase the grind game, and that's something that I have not really known historically for DDD to have. Let me just pause for one quick second before I roll it again. I've always said that DDD have strong openings, but their grind game is actually like very mediocre. This is one of those videos that like I watched it, or this replay, I watched it and I was like, damn, this shut me up, because I think it may have changed my opinion. So he's got a decent field, opening field of the Super Quantum Beast. What's it called? He has the Grand Pulse, he has the Merkaba. The most important thing in my opinion is really the Quaking Mirror Force, and obviously he kept the Secret Village in his hand in case he needed to negate a spell like Regeki or something like that. So special summon of Lamnia. He plays the Armageddon. He's going to go into the Wave King Caesar, which actually can summon itself back if it happens to be destroyed that turn. He's not going to let him activate the Swamp. That's going to get negated by the Merkaba, but that is his only negate. Well, his only negate for spells. I mean, I guess he can negate a monster effect next turn. And then he's actually going to double Fusion Summon, and just look at the plays. This is almost hard to commentate this shit. Look at this. He actually not only Fusion Summons twice during this turn, but he's going to exceed, and he brings out the Super Doom King Darkness Armageddon. What the fuck is with these DDD names? Why are they so long? And this card is pretty damn powerful. It basically makes it so that pendulum monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. So, this guy does have 2600 defense, so it's going to be pretty difficult to take it down. And then once per turn, you can target, or you can detach and exceed material. You can target monsters your opponent controls equal to the number of pendulum monsters you control, and you can blow them up. So it's a pretty impressive card, and it has 3500. So he basically just, he wipes his board almost clean. He does not attack, and that's pretty important, because didn't want to fall into that Quaking. But watch this. He just summons the biggest invoke. I'm gonna have to call it Eidolon. He summons the biggest invoke, nukes the boys field, and just keep in mind, again, this is DDD with no cards left. You would just think 99% of the time, if DDD have no resources, you think, okay, it's a free win. This guy has double Quaking Mirror Force. He has the Alistair. He has the Invocation in the graveyard. This should be a free win, right? Just watch. I never seen DDD actually grind like this. He gets the Beowulf on field pretty much out of nowhere, but Beowulf does fall into the Quaking Mirror Force, and now he has the Lamnia on the field, and he decides not to exceed. I thought this was kind of weird, because if I had the two cards, I guess maybe he wants to get his Alistair banished, but if Alistair dies in battle, it's like the same thing either way. So like, I probably would have brought out Utopia the Lightning, and I guess my Utopia would have gotten Regeki, but he actually shows some very good composure here. He holds the Regeki, and this guy doesn't make totally awesome, because I guess he doesn't run it, but whatever. He gets a Brilliant Fusion, which obviously he can't use because he already activated it, and then he's going to go into Kali-Yuga. He activates the Heavy Storm effect, nukes everything, and then he's going to get one of his contracts back. I think that's the gate one. That's the Rhoda one, essentially. And in a duel where he should have been blown out, guys, he's actually back. Now, he is going to summon that Utopia the Lightning finally. Going to take down Kali-Yuga, but you see right here, he does have the Regeki. So, he's kind of setting himself up to get RKO'd, basically. Yeah, I think he's going to activate that Regeki. Nope, he's going to activate the contract first, then he goes for the Regeki, then he goes for Silent Kepler, probably looking to get Swamp. No, okay, he decides to get Contract of the Witch. I guess he doesn't want his Salvant Kepler getting ran over or something like that. Now, Alistar is summoned again, and I just don't understand how he is actually still in this duel. It just doesn't seem like he should actually be in this duel. It seems like he should have gotten outgrinded. The Invoke player has opened with pretty good cards, and seems like he should have just ran away with this, especially after the big Invoke blew everything up. But normal summons Night Howling, brings back one of his fusions, and I believe he's going to fusion. No, I think he's going to synchro. Okay, no, I'm wrong. It's almost like I haven't even watched this duel. I actually have watched this, though. I usually watch replays twice before I actually go in to commentate them. He negates his own Contract of the Witch. I think he didn't want to take the damage. And yeah, here's where the synchro plays. Okay, so I was mistaken by one turn. Here's where the synchro play starts. So he's actually going to not summon the regular Alexander. He summons the High King Alexander, which basically has kind of like the same type of effect. If a DDD is or if a DD monster is normal or special while this card is on the field, you can actually target a DD monster in your graveyard and special summon it. But this guy has a crazy effect. If you control 3 DDD monsters, this guy actually becomes 6,000 freaking attack, which is actually nuts. And he's going to get those 3 DDDs. He revives the Beowulf, and at the same time, he actually synchro summons for the Supreme, or no, this is the Super Doom King Whitest Armageddon. Whitest Armageddon. What is with these DDD names? And obviously, since he has a 6,000 attacker, he'd be able to game his opponent here because he'd just be able to attack over it with, I mean, he could attack over it with Beowulf if he wanted, but I mean, any of these DDD monsters can get over this, and then he clearly has enough damage on board to just win the duel. But that was an incredibly impressive performance. Like, that probably as one of the most impressive performances I've seen from DDDs. The fact that he was able to go into his extra deck so many times and just be able to constantly make sustained plays. Like, even when his board got completely wiped, he just, he's able to keep grinding. And grinding is not usually a word that you associate with DDDs. So I'll probably build this deck and I'll put it in the description for anybody who's interested in downloading it. But it's obviously not a conventional DDD. And it's not like this was the best deck ever. It was an Invoke deck. Invoke is still very strong. But it was playing Predaplants, and really the Magicians probably held the deck back. But anyways, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching as always, and subscribe if you have not already.